So in 1970, I talked about the Kent State shooting. Well, one of the reasons the protest was amping up so much is because the war had actually spread to the neighboring Cambodia. So the US, we expanded our territory in which we were invading because we knew that there were communist camps in Cambodia. And so Nixon had really done that to strengthen the US position at the bargaining table because there might not be a clear victory. So how are we going to end this war? And the war doesn't actually end until 1973, where what the event is called the Paris Peace Talks, that says that the US, we're going to withdraw our troops within 60 days. All POWs are going to be released. Remember, I mentioned John McCain. All parties would end their military activities in the neighboring Laos and Cambodia, which I said the war had spread there. And the 17th parallel is going to continue to divide North and South Vietnam. So, where the war started, that's where the war is going to end. So, in 1973, it's a ceasefire. The war is going to be over, and there's not going to be a clear victor. And so, US troops are going to leave, and I'll post a video for you so you can see what it was like when the US troops left Vietnam. Because the South Vietnamese, they're scared. They're sad because they're afraid that they're going to be taken over by the communists. So we continued to help them financially because we wanted democracy to win. We wanted the South Vietnamese people to win. But in 1975, the South Vietnamese are going to be defeated by the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese. And basically, after almost 20 years of fighting, Vietnam is going to be communist. And so you can see this image. These are people trying to flee. They didn't want to be in communist Vietnam, these South Vietnamese. And you can see that Saigon, which was the capital of South Vietnam, one of the reasons Billy Joel called his song Goodnight Saigon is it was no longer called Saigon. Instead, they renamed the capital to Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh was their communist leader who had passed away during the war. And so that signifies that Vietnam is going to be a communist country. Now, fast forward, Vietnam is no longer communist, and you can learn about the history. But ultimately, when communism falls, so does Vietnam. And so they're democracy now.